All right, today's homework, we're gonna make a pre-workout meal, one of my favorite meals, cake batter oatmeal. So I'm gonna pull up a diet here. This pre-workout is 25, 50, and 6, 25 protein, 50 carbs, 6 fat. And of those 50 carbs, you can have up to 25% coming from fruit and vegetables. So let's go and open up our Mymacros app and start with the primary ingredient of this, which is dry oats. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to my oatmeal and pick out oatmeal dry. And following this recipe that you guys are going to get, I'm going to go and start off with 60 grams of dry quick oats. And that gives me 39 grams of carbs. I'm then going to go ahead and add in the milk because that also has quite a few carbs in it. I'm going to use skim milk, 100 milliliters. And then the recipe asks for some protein powder, 5 grams, so I'll add that in. And then finally, the recipe is 60 grams of egg whites, so I'll add that in. So that is the recipe. And once that's in, I'm going to go and have a look at that meal and think about what else I would add to it. So the carbs are almost maxed out, and I'd like to add some banana, which are pretty high in carbs. So I'm going to reduce the dry oatmeal to a 50. It's not enough to really change the recipe. But it does free up some carbs so I can add in some yummy sweet banana. I just like how the banana is in this recipe. And then I'll have a look again at the final numbers and see if I'm happy with that. And I could actually add a little bit more carbs, but I wouldn't mind adding some sweetener. So I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. I'm going to use xylitol. I like xylitol. Tastes just like sugar. You could use real sugar as well. Both are perfectly fine. So I'm going to get that xyla in. A couple of grams, little sprinkle. 3 grams is actually a good little sprinkle. And the protein powder, to be honest, makes this sweet as well, and so do the bananas. So that should be pretty good. You could also throw in a little bit of cinnamon. That can help with sweetness. And just to bring up the fat, I'm going to play around here. I'm going to go and have a look at almond butter and see how much I could have of that. That could be a nice ingredient on my oats, but 3 grams of almond butter literally is a droplet. Almond butter is quite heavy. So instead, I'm going to take that out and I'm going to add another favorite ingredient, which is butter. Now butter, believe it or not, it's quite light. And 3 grams or 2 grams of butter is actually going to add a nice little, a nice little note, a nice little bit of flavor to that meal. And there you have it. Those macros are pretty great. I'll bump up the protein powder a little bit just to bring that within one